Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Bhagwad Gita. Which path one should follow, J. Lakhani, Hindu Academy. So this was kind of interesting because we went over, I can't remember, there's only one path that we didn't do. We just did Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. I think Raja Yoga is the one that we haven't done yet. I think we did Karma, Jnana, and Bhakti, if I remember correctly. I have the other one saved for Swami Sarvapriyananda. So let's go ahead and see what J. Lakhani has to say about this one. No CC, by the way, for all of his videos.
If I was to take a book like the Bhagwad Gita or the biography of Swami Vivekananda and say, right, these books promote very stoic ideas. Now, is it more important to have a more bhakti-like approach, a more karma-like approach? Because we see many people in society today who go to bhajans, who do puja and so on. But from my point of view, they're just followers of God, but they're not necessarily listening to God. What is your thought on that?
This religion that we come from is so broad and so magnanimous. It gives us, if you like, different prescriptions depending on our own temperament of how to relate to God or how to turn this religious idea into practice. It gives us tremendous freedom. It recognizes our own individual approach on these issues and gives us the freedom to adopt the method that suits our own temperament. So suppose I meet a very elderly person, perhaps highly devout, but not able to really become active in society like Vivekananda and do wander all over the world and do lectures or whatever. So this person is just devout, he's just worshipping his deity in the house, perhaps looking after his little family and looking after the children or whatever. Would I say that he's any less important or less spiritual or perhaps less practicing? No. You see, depending on the temperament of the individual, they will unfold spiritually in the way that suits their own temperament, their own character. It cannot be otherwise. So if you say, this man, you must become like Vivekananda, be more active, go to the old people's home and tidy up. You see, the man will say, look, leave me alone, I'll get really frustrated, I can't do this. This is the best thing is to show my devotion to God, sing His glories, and perhaps talk about it to my children or grandchildren. That's all I can do. So allow him to progress spiritually, taking into account his own temperament and his limitations. And the same would be true of, suppose I meet a youngster, and the youngster says, look, Dilip bhai, I want to meditate and I want to sit in the corner and close all the doors and windows and I'll find God. And I look at him, he looks so morbid and miserable. And I have to tell him, look, I think you better open the door and window and go out and play football, because I think the religion is not really doing much good to you. So depending on the temperament and if you like, the limitation of the individual, they should be allowed to take on different prescriptions, different ways of unfolding spiritually. So let it be. Do not impose one particular prescription that fits everybody. So if you went to Dr. Kaka and suppose he started giving the same prescription to everybody who came, there'd be a real problem. So you look at the person, what have you got, headache? Okay, aspirin. So depending on the disease of the individual, or if you like the requirement of the individual, you give him different prescription. And this marvelous religion that we come from has allowed us this freedom. It doesn't impose one particular rule that fits Tom, Dick and Harry. It is open. Depending on you and your circumstances, you can practice religion accordingly.
Whenever you said that, about how prescribing either karma, one of the ways of Hinduism for one size fits all kind of thing, and he was saying, oh, you got a headache, aspirin. Your leg is missing, aspirin. You're pregnant, aspirin. Well, that's probably about it. But aspirin is not going to fix all the issues, absolutely. And I was going to say, I think it's probably good to see one path to kind of start in, and maybe not all of them. It could be overwhelming to some people. And then from there, once you got a hold of the path, to expand out to the other paths. And kind of like what Swami Sarvapriyananda has said, that it's best to follow all the paths, but you may have a tendency to follow maybe one path more so than another, or two paths more so, or three, or maybe even all of them. Like I explained before, I do believe I am Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, I believe, the path of knowledge, whatever knowledge I have, and action. I try to learn. Understanding is knowledge. Geez, excuse me. Understanding is knowledge, in my opinion, because you sit there, you listen, you try to understand a problem or the situation, and you learn from it. Understand the situation, responsibility, action, in a sense. That if you know that you have to take out the trash, path of action, go take out the trash. I mean, simple things just to, again, it is something that Swami has said. Swami Sarvapriyananda. I'll just call him Swami for short for now. There's little things to the path of action to God. Do everything, do all your actions to the betterment, in a sense. So even a simple thing as taking out the trash, cleaning your room, helping, opening, keeping the door open for someone. These little things are just, in my opinion, actions to karma yoga. Little things that you do good. It just adds up, in my opinion. I mean, you don't expect anything back from anyone, and just do them out of the kindness and goodness of your heart. So again, mine so far is jnana, I believe, and karma. But of course I do the other things. I don't meditate. Yeah, I don't meditate at all though. Although, the closest thing I can come to think of meditating, which I think is Raja Yoga, I believe, is maybe just relaxing, which happens very little in my life. But devotion, bhakti yoga, I do that, but not in the truest sense of bhakti yoga. I devote myself to, like this channel, for example. I make sure I try to devote my time to this channel to at least put out one video a day. I devote myself to doing that. It's not devoting to God, so it's not the truest sense of bhakti yoga, but I like to take a lot of philosophies, messages from these different yogas and incorporate them into my life. It's kind of like what I generally do in life. If there's certain things I like that people do, or certain philosophies that I like and I want to incorporate into my life, I do that. I don't have to follow 100% of the philosophies or way of life of whatever they're prescribing to. I can take the ones that I like. Golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. I do like that, and I try to follow it. I'm not perfect. I like to treat people with a certain level of respect and kindness, and from there it's up to you whether that goes up or down. So basically I treat everyone at the same level of respect, and then if you disrespect me, I'm not gonna treat you as well. Just put it that way. I generally always come up to people happy, in a sense, jokingly, and I talk to them happily and jokingly. Just because, life is short, and why not just laugh all the time if possible? Joke all the time if possible. So these are things that I follow and I try to do, and I incorporate into my life. Action by doing things for people. Understanding jnana yoga. Devotion by devoting my actions to certain things that I want to do. I want to continue to make videos for this channel. I devote myself to that. I make sure that I do it every day, at the very least, and sometimes, and just among other things. Let's go ahead and keep going here.
And you see, the Bhagwad Gita that Kandap just mentioned is perhaps one of the best comprehensive tools the Hindus have to decide. It gives you all these various approaches. It says Bhakti Marg, Karma Marg, Gnana Marg, Raj Yoga. It gives you all this variety of different approaches and reconciles all of them, ties them all together, saying that even though they appear different, they're really leading to the same destination. So in this one textbook, you explore this variety of different prescriptions suited to different temperaments, put together and tied up, reconciled.
Real quick, and I'm not saying that I'm following karma yoga to the T or jnana yoga. I am taking inspiration from these things and incorporating them into my life the best of my ability. If I'm following them to the T, that's fantastic. If I'm not, then I'm following them to the best of my ability and to what I like about it. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, I am following karma yoga 100%. No, I'm following what I like and what I do, and if it fits me, that's great. If it doesn't, then I can't do it all. I'm not going to sit here and lie to anyone. Most importantly, I'm not going to lie to myself saying I am following karma yoga 100% when I'm not. There's whenever you do not want to lie to yourself. You're going to be only hurting yourself at that point. You don't want to lie to anyone really, but that's up to the individual. But most importantly, don't lie to yourself.
So in a way, Bhagavad Gita, by looking, have you noticed, some people will focus on that part of Bhagavad Gita that talks of bhakti. And they say, bhakti is the best way. Krishna says bhakti, because in the bhakti mark, Krishna will say, bhakti is the best thing, you come straight to me. It's a fast track to me. And when you look at Gnan Yoga, Krishna says, Gnan Yoga is the one, the real one. So you say, oh, this is for me. So depending on your temperament, you'll pick up the parts of the Bhagavad Gita that will suit your temperament and say, this is the right part of Bhagavad Gita. So you'll focus on those verses and those chapters that focus on bhakti or Gnan or karma or Raj Yoga. So be it. And again, our religion says it's not necessary that you just choose one. You say, okay, I would really nail my colors to this mast and I must just be a bhakta. He says you can mix and match. We have characters, like, don't you see, when you are given food, suppose you are given just one piece of item to eat, you'll get really fed up. So you have a little bit of curry and a little bit of pickles and you have all this.
When you get in food, you just get fed up. Oh yeah, you get full. I like that. I wonder if he meant that, fed up with food.
The same way, the prescription you use to practice religion is also varied. And you can mix and match. You can have a little bit of bhakti, a little bit of karma, a little bit of gnan, depending on your temperament. So some are very strongly bhakti marg oriented, some are very strongly active by nature. They like activity, like Kandapir. You like to be active in society, do something for the youngsters, get them together, do this lovely thing called the Hindu experience recently. So this is the kind of way he tries to expresses his love of religion and puts religion into practice. So we all will use our own, if you like, individual skills to promote or practice religion.
Honestly, it's so amazing to see how open Hinduism is. It is genuinely remarkable. I mean, not only do they accept all religions, but even the path that they have is just say, hey, take what you want. If you want to just do action or bhakti or jnana or raja, by all means, do all four, do three, do two, do one. Oh, and it's nothing like Western, I say Abrahamic religion, because it's not just Western religion, it's Abrahamic as well, I do believe. There is only one path, there's only one way, there's only this way, there's no other way. It's like, God, dog, it's restrictive. Make one mistake, you're out. It's like, oh, wow. Talk about lack of freedom there, And, one more thing, for those who watch all my videos, I guess you'll learn some things about me. I noticed that I guess Sadhguru videos does get a lot of views, and they could end up missing a lot of things that I say. But I'm not gonna sit there and say you must watch all my videos. It's up to you. Watch them if you want. But I remember some time ago that I said I was I had a dual perspective. I can't remember what he said precisely, but basically I didn't believe that I wasn't an Advaita Vedanta. I was dualistic. But now that I understand, I realized this once Swami Sarvapriyananda says that. Sorry, this is not part of the video, but this is something I just realized today. Even though I realized it before, I just never said it. I don't think I said it in a way that now I am Advaita Vedanta for sure, under the understanding of what Swami Sarvapriyananda said about the definition of God, I believe, in that video, which is underlining everything that what creates this universe is Brahman. So meaning that Brahman's not a God, it's not a being, it's not something separate from us, much like how we're all created out of atoms. But there's something smaller than an atom. And the nucleus of nucleus was very small. And then all of a sudden we discovered protons and neutrons that are smaller than the nucleus, because neutrons make the nucleus of an atom. And all of a sudden we discovered something smaller that rotates around the nucleus, which is the electron, smaller than the protons and neutrons. Then I'm sure they probably discovered something smaller than that. And I do believe, and this is how I choose to believe Brahman, is that this thing that's once you keep going down and down the levels of smaller than this, smaller than this, smaller than this, to the point where there's nothing else than this, nothing smaller than this, and this is the thing that creates existence itself, I believe that to be Brahman. So it makes sense that we are all Brahman, all existence, all objects, and all of time. Brahman is. And that makes perfect sense to me. There's going to be this particular particle or whatever they're going to call it that exists everywhere. And it's there. And if it exists, it is created from this thing, Brahman. That I do believe. So in terms of that definition, I am Advaita Vedanta for sure. Because I've always said prior to that I was dualistic, as in I am me and you are you and we are separate. But in terms of what we're made out of, we are the same. That idea I can agree with. Anyways, I just thought I'd throw that out there for those who watch all my videos and see my progression through this. Anyways, that's my reaction to Bhagwad Gita. Which path one should follow? Whoa. Which path one should follow? Which path? Yeah, I keep saying that the third time. So anyways, actually I'm curious, which path do you follow? Do you follow all the path? Do you practice all the path? Do you practice, and if you do, is there like one path that you practice the most? Again, I've said this before, and I think I do follow these paths, maybe not to the T. Karma, I do action, obviously. I think we all do action anyway. It's kind of hard not to do karma yoga. Because you interact with the world, you're going to be doing action. Jnana yoga, intelligence. So now this one, if you don't listen to people, I don't think you're practicing it very well. But you could be learning survival stuff, and it's still part of Jnana yoga. But listening to people, I think that might be the more important aspect of that. But then again, I've not learned too much of that, but it's just merely learning about. I do believe obtaining knowledge, removing ignorance, trying to or was it Raja, which is meditation, I believe, and then Bhakti, which is devotion. I follow devotion a bit differently, so I don't think I'm not anywhere near the truest sense of Bhakti, but I do follow devotion as in I put time and effort into things to its completion. So I do devote my time, my concentration, my focus on something until it's finished. But I don't devote it to God or Brahman, because again, I don't believe in higher powers, but I do believe in Brahman as in the sense that we are all created from that. We're all made out of that. So if you're saying that I devote my time and effort into myself, into the things that I do, then yes, absolutely, then I am a follower of Bhakti Yoga. Absolutely. At least as far as I can tell. I don't know, I don't have a checkbox like, yeah, I got 5 out of 9, so not quite there yet in terms of my devotion. I don't know what the checkboxes are, but I like to keep it simple, as in so long as you're devoting yourself to God, which is you, the objects, time, space, that's practically existence, then you're doing it, I think. I could be wrong. Meditation, on the other hand, I like about that much. Which I should do, honestly. I should try it at the very least. Anyways, let me know again down below. What path do you follow? Do you try all of them? Do you continue to do all of them? What path do you tend to follow most? Which me would be devotion to a degree, because there's not a lot of things out there that I have to devote a lot of time to. So, but whenever there is, I do devote it to it. I do action, obviously. I think that can't be avoided. And Jnana. Anyways, leave it in the comments below. That's the end of this. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.